It's
Yeah, and sorry, I was trying to get these mics going, and that was a hard tackle in the box. The official had a good view and deemed nothing wrong there, and the Saints looked to quickly counterattack. Hard tackle there by Davis Geis, who missed the first meeting between these two. And Hayes Shepard is able to play it out of bounds off of the Saints' number 12, Stephen Bashara, the sophomore left back. And you just have to unlock it. Just scroll through and see if you can find it. Sorry, we're kind of working on the fly here, trying to get Katie's mic working. All right, so throw in for the Saints right at midfield, and it's a big throw and a good battle between the Saints. Number 10, senior Wes Wise, looking to take on Matthias Rusi, and Liam Smith's got a man on his back. Good job by Mitchell Kugelman to clear that left-footed as Liam looked a little nervous there. And now Colin Flood to Jack Fannin, but he gets intercepted by Eli Taylor. And I definitely expect in these early minutes of the game kind of a feeling out process where neither team probably wants to risk too much. Kat, I'll ask you, as we still trying to get Katie going here, when you play in big games, whether it's maybe a big rival for your club team or a big high school game, what's your approach like in the early stages, just in terms of how do you want to start a game like that?
I know for me, when we played collegiate, the student section kind of psyched me out. So I think the biggest thing is just going in like you've played the entire season without a student section and just playing for your team and kind of just focusing on the game and putting all your focus into the game.
Yeah, I think that's the right mindset. Definitely a big crowd out here, a lot of students from both schools, a lot of parents, a bunch of alums that I saw from Titan Soccer, including a bunch of last year's seniors, as the ball's cleared out of there by Davis Geis, but it is going to be a corner for the Saints.
And it's important in these games to stay clean, even if it's a rivalry, and just focus on your game and not letting anybody in your head.
Absolutely. So, Katie, if you talk, I think at least our mics will pick you up. So, just let me ask you the same question as we get ready for this corner kick. How do you prepare mentally for what you know is likely to be a tight, big game?
I'd say definitely going in knowing that you can win, but also knowing that you can lose. Not worrying too much about the stats, like before, like you beat this team. If they lost, then you beat them.
Right. And yeah, Titans did a nice job there clearing it out. Also, these two teams played twice last year, and my recollection is the game here was a 3-2 St. Christopher's win, and the game over at St. Chris was a 3-all tie. So they played a bunch of tight games these last couple of years since COVID, as Hayes Shepard is pressured there, but a switch of play by Liam Smith out to Jack Fannin, and this time the official will call it as the hard tackle goes in from Manoli Lupazzi, the senior right back for the Saints, listed on the roster at 6'4", 188 pounds. Crunching tackle there by Lupazzi. All right, so the ensuing free kick here looks like Colin Flood's over the ball, about 10 yards inside of midfield. Certainly too far to shoot it. Titans have 4 players at the back post. And Flood looking for the head of Seth Molesky, and it did cross the line for a goal kick. it's funny. I actually kind of feel like even though there is a ton of fans here, everyone sort of seems nervous. It's kind of quiet. Not like, Kat, you mentioned the girls' game last spring against Collegiate when there was a huge student crowd. They were quite vocal. And I would think eventually these fans will get vocal, but maybe everyone's still a little tired from the pep rally. That's a good ball played out to the right. And that was Keon Patel, the right wing out there. Tough angle for the shot. Going to be tough to beat Mitchell Kugelman from there, and he did spray that shot over. I think I heard a little Kugelman cheer there, so students trying to get going. All right, the goal kick crosses midfield, and Kenan Momenovich is able to head it over to Seth Molesky. And now Charlie Kemp, as both teams just look to try and establish some possession. I mean, we've been playing almost 7 minutes. I don't think either team has completed more than 3 passes in a row. It's just been kind of back and forth. Shouldn't it be 7, not 12? Started at 45, so we've been playing for 7 minutes, not 12. All right, Flood in a dangerous position, plays it out to Reed Bacon, the lefty. Looked to get it back to Flood, but it was cleared out, and it'll be a Titan throw. And the throw is headed. Going to be another throw deep in the corner, and I wouldn't want to have to be the manager that has to go get that ball in the woods. I saw a fox in the woods today. I'll tell you in a second. Let's see what happens here. Fannon's throw in to Molesky, and I think they're going to say it went out for a corner. So the Saints defender kind of came off his thigh and did cross the line. So corner kick for the Titans as Flood gets ready to take it. Yeah, during long period we went out to the creek and there was a fox running around. It was pretty cool. Good job there by the keeper, Rex Alphin. The senior is able to control that corner kick and get his guys pushed out. I think Flood would probably like to have that one back as it was a little too close to Rex, I believe his club teammate. And now we're all the way down in the other corner. Liam Smith does well to win a throw. Very physical play, battling there with Beck Mumford. That's a good pass by Hayes Shepard. And yeah, going to give Kennan a ball to run onto. So one thing, and for you all, Katie and Kat, that play on this field, you know, it's fairly narrow here, and the Saints field is much wider. What kind of impact do you expect that to have?
I think the overall fitness will be better because it's not running side to side as much. And then they're going to have to adjust to those corner kicks and not playing them as far in the box or anything.
Also, over the passes, or clearances, making sure they don't go too wide.
Yeah, for sure. I watched the game these guys played 2 weeks ago over at St. Christopher's, and that field, you know, if you're used to this one, it's just so wide. Like, they would play what felt like a 60-yard ball across the field, and I think that's got to be going out, and it was still in. So it must, for the Saints players, feel like playing on a postage stamp out here compared to what they're used to. But you also notice like how quickly it goes from inline to inline, just because the field is just not that big. And now we're over 10 minutes in, and still it's just a lot of nerves out there, and neither team able to really establish much pattern of play yet. But both teams playing extremely hard. Seth Molesky is pushed from behind, and he will get that call. Foul called on Ian Cox, one of the senior captains for the Saints. Crowd starting to get going a little bit, and looks like some St. Christopher's fans are right beneath us as well, so love to see that. All right, this time Davis Geis is going to take the kick, gets Colin Flood a little closer to the goal. That's a great ball headed by Seth Molesky, but right into the arms of a grateful Rex Alphen that ball was right at him, because Seth made pretty good contact with it, and a great ball by Davis Geis. Good to see him back in there, as he missed the previous game between these two. Now a great battle. Charlie Kemp is fouled from behind by Garrett Broussard, another senior captain for the Saints. So far I think that's the third or fourth foul on the Saints. I don't believe the Titans have committed any fouls yet. This time they're going to go short to Liam Smith. It's a clever left-footed cross by Muminovic early, and it is headed out of bounds. And the Titans seem to have kind of established a little bit of territory in terms of most of the game being played in the offensive half for Trinity.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big thing. You need control of the game early on, so without teams reacting.
Yeah, and I think the Titans have clearly sent a message that even though their passing hasn't been as good as it can be, they're here to play and take the game by the scruff of the neck and be the more, I don't want to say aggressive team, but kind of dictate play. And this will be the second corner kick of the game for Trinity. Again, they go tight along the line and headed across the face of goal. That was begging for somebody to get a touch to it, but went all the way through to the other side. Long throw, and Seth Molesky looked for Fannin. And that 50-50 ball won by Seth Molesky. And to me, when these two teams get together, hold on, see what happens here. Seth's shot was blocked. Yeah, when these two teams get together, it's always physical.
Yeah.
I played in a lot of these games and still have the scars to prove it.
Oh.
And looks like they are, I think, gonna call a foul on Reed Bacon there, as he got called for a little shove in the back along the sideline. This is a dangerous spot. Oh, that ball falls nicely. What a save by Mitchell Kugelman.
Oh my God.
It was definitely the best chance of the game so far for either team, as it fell kindly to Beck Mumford. But a great save by Mitchell Kugelman, and now the Titans look to counter.
That's a good transition.
Yeah, and that should be a corner for the Titans. And yeah, so we were just talking about how quickly on this somewhat smaller field, I mean, the ball's off the goal line at one end, and about 8 seconds later, it's down at the other end for a corner. So this will be the third corner for the Titans, but the first from the right side. And it's hard for us to see from that angle. Good header out by the Saints, but hasn't been all the way cleared. And Charlie Kemp gets it over to his left foot and earns another corner as Colin Flood will make his way from one corner flag to the other. And we'll reset. So I think set pieces are going to be a huge factor in this game. We've already seen the Saints' best opportunity come off of that set piece that Mitchell Kugelman had to make. One of the best saves I've seen from him.
Yeah.
And now this is a fourth corner for the Titans, the second of which looked like it could have been put in. That's a nice one. It's going to find the head of Davis Geist to Jack Fannin. Ball sitting in front. And goal! Seth Molesky from the left foot. We talked about the importance of set pieces, and Seth Molesky puts it away and heads over to celebrate with the student section. Saints initially cleared it, but they couldn't get it all the way out of the box, and now we see a plethora of subs coming in for the Saints. So, Katie, I know your audio isn't terrific, but speak up and just as a forward or an offensive player who scored a lot of goals in your career, what did you see on that goal?
They were you could tell how badly they wanted to score. Like, they all just kept going. They didn't back off after the first shot didn't go in, and they kept just chasing after it, and that's how they got the goal. They just stopped after the first.
Yeah, for sure. Charlie Kemp kept it alive, and there was a little bit of luck involved because that ball kind of could have gone anywhere, but Seth still had a lot to do. It fell to his left foot. He's a right-footed player, and he calmly one time put it low. We know that Saints keeper Rex Alphen is really highly regarded goalkeeper, so anytime you're able to get it past Rex is not easy. He has given up very few goals this whole season, so great for the Titans to get on the board first, but we still are just about 18 minutes into the game.
And I think that first goal is really important. Gives you a little bit of a confidence booster for the rest of the game.
For sure. I would be shocked if it's the last goal we see today. I just think, like I said, when these teams played last year, they played twice. One was 3-2, one was 3-3. Earlier this year, 2-1. So it's been anywhere from 3 to 6 goals the last 3 times they played each other. So this doesn't have the feel for me of a 1-0,
Mm-hmm. I think the time right after you score, like the 5 minutes right after you score, get scored on is like huge. Because you can really either go harder or lay off or
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's one thing. For me as a coach, we always emphasize that next 5 minutes. And I know 2 years ago, before y'all were here, but our girls team had a really bad habit of when we would get scored on, then getting scored on a second time. It's like everybody's heads would kind of drop, and that was something as coaches we had to really emphasize, don't make one goal, don't compound it by getting down on yourself and then let them score again. So all right, so Ben Mills has checked into the game for the Titans, another one of the seniors on this Trinity Episcopal team, a very senior-laden group with, I think, 6 or 7 senior starters. That's a really nice ball play there by Cox. And the Saints have been able to connect a few passes here for the first time in a while. That ball played up. Mitchell Kugelman didn't catch it on the first attempt, but he was able to secure it. And we talked we talked about 5 minutes into the game about how quiet the crowd was, but it definitely feels like the energy and the nerves, even of the spectators, which have to number several hundred as I look around. Maybe Ellie on the camera, maybe when the ball goes out, just try and give the folks watching at home a sense of the crowd because it's a lot of people here on a lovely Friday. Unfortunate slip for Seth Molesky, but Colin Flood taken down right on the edge of the box, and we've seen Colin Flood play for years. He is not one to go down easily, so the referee, though, deemed it not a foul. And I'm not saying it was a foul either. I'm just saying Colin doesn't dive, so something made him go down.
I think it could have gone both ways, honestly.
Yeah, and we've said several times already that we expect a physical game, and as long as the refs know what we're in for and call it both ways, that's no problem. And they have been, I think, called just the one foul on the Titans, which almost led to a goal, that Reed Bacon foul. Wes Wise carrying it 5, 6, 7 dribbles, still able to carry it in and get a shot on frame, which was spilled by Mitchell Kugelman. And Broussard was lurking, ready to pounce if Kugelman hadn't secured that. But I do think, even though Wes Wise didn't get great contact on that shot, it wasn't hit too hard. I think that it's a bit of a warning for the Titans that he's just a tough player to stop. Big punt to Flood, who stays on his feet this time and lays it off for Seth Molesky. Looks like the Saints are going to make another sub. And I know St. Christopher's coach Jay Wood, who has been in that position for got to be about 30 years. I mean, when I played here at Trinity in the 90s, Jay Wood was the head coach back then, and he's done an incredible job. He really is one of the great coaches in all of Virginia high school sports, not just soccer. But one thing that Coach Wood, he does sub a lot and gets his, keeps guys fresh. And even though it's not oppressively hot today, I do think if you're out there running around, it's sunny and it's a little bit warm.
I think being able to sub, having that depth on your team makes it really nice.
For sure, and I feel like at the varsity level, a lot of times you don't see teams always use the bench a lot, but Coach Wood has always done that. And this is a chance for the Saints. Nice left-footed cross, and it is a goal. It's a goal. Number 28, Cade Cox, the freshman, with the score, and we see that St. Christopher's has brought a lot of fans because we hear a loud roar from the Saints. It was an excellent cross by Matt Sovich from the left, and the freshman,
He plays FC.
Cade Cox. Yeah, he was able to get to that far post, hit it pretty hard, and as we hear the "he's a freshman" cheer go up from the Saints fans, it hit Kugelman right in the hands, but it was just shot from too close at too much pace, and it was a little too hot to handle for the goalkeeper. So we kind of said that we expected goals today, and each team has already scored as we're just past midway through the first half. Seth Molesky finds Ben Mills down in the quarter, and he has it kicked out of bounds for a throw. Oh. All right, we've got some not so brave students up here in our booth. I'm doing it all up here. I just had to shoo a wasp away. It's okay, guys. I'm allergic to bees, and I still did it, so nothing to be too scared of. All right, a bunch more subs as the Saints continue to keep those fresh legs in, and it looks like one of the guys going out is Matt Sovich, who had the excellent assist on St. Christopher's tying goal. Also number 8, Ian Cox, center mid captain, who's had a lot of action early, is going to get a break. Charlie Kemp weaving in and out of traffic. His shot is blocked, but the ball's still alive in the box for Fannin. He gets clipped. He goes down. No call. And now Wes Wise is able to connect a pass, and the Saints look to counter. Long ball. I think maybe a little bit mishit there, as there was not a Saint anywhere close. Big booted clearance out there by number 3, Cameron King, senior center back for the Saints. Charlie Kemp today has really won a lot of those 50-50 balls so far.
He's just been all over the field, in both boxes, in the middle.
Yeah, Charlie covers a ton of ground. I saw Griffin Wright here today, who was that guy last year for the Titans, that center mid that covered a lot of ground and had an incredible just motor. And Charlie is really taken up that role this year. Griffin is a freshman at High Point University, and we have our first card of the game as Wes Wise kicked out at Davis Geis from behind, and in an attempt to stifle the counterattack by the Titans, Wes Wise picks up the first yellow of the game. And so a yellow card is just a caution, and though if he gets a second yellow, he would be ejected, and the Saints would have to play a man down. But Wes is an experienced senior. I'm sure he will not get another yellow. He's a really good player. And while they retrieve this ball and set up a goal kick and more subs, in fact, Wes Wise is going to get a little break, and Coach Jay Wood will calm him down a little bit after that yellow. But I was about to say, when Wes Wise was in 9th grade playing JV for the Saints, and I was coaching the Trinity JV team, he pretty much single-handedly beat us, scored 3 goals in a 3-2 win for them. So I've had some nightmares about Wes Wise after that. Good player, good finisher, and physical for a forward. But now they move Broussard up to the center forward role with Wise out, and Broussard goes in hard. Good header by Matthias Russi. That was a tricky one, weird spin on it. He did well. Davis Geis wins the header, but it bounces nicely to the Saints. What a tackle by Charlie Kemp. Clean, hard. And this is exactly the kind of game I expected today. Just 50-50 balls all over.
It's very back and forth.
For sure, very back and forth. Nice job there by number 12, Steven Bashara, to shrug off a defender. And I think the refs I think he played advantage for a second there, but he's going to call that back for a foul that happened in the build-up. So another free kick in a reasonably dangerous spot. Ian Cox to take the free kick. Saints remain onside there, but Cox's kick was not a great one as it floats out of bounds harmlessly for a Titan goal kick. So, Katie, I think you mentioned fitness a little bit earlier, and we've noticed almost every dead ball the Saints sub, and Titans have only subbed, I think, just once. Ben Mills came in for Kenan Muminovic. So I think Coach Phillips trusts that his guys are fit enough to, I think the majority of these guys are going to play the full 90, whereas it feels like other than the back line, I think every St. Christopher's player in the midfield and forward line has spent at least a little time on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely good. In high school, you have unlimited subs, so it makes sense to use them. Even if just a player needs a break for like 2 minutes, let somebody else play. But Trinity, they have a really strong starting lineup, so they obviously have depth in other players, but in games like these, sometimes it's easier to trust the people who start.
Yeah, for sure. And, I mean, that's a nice cross. The header is going to go over by Beck Mumford. Yeah, I do think it's one of those things where I like how Coach Jay Wood is getting these subs in early, because if you're going to do it at all, because once you get to like the middle of the second half, it's really hard to throw a player in who hasn't been in yet. So my philosophy often is like, if you're going to play someone that day, and I'm not talking about a game that you might end up winning 4, 5, 6 nothing and sub everybody in, but a game that's almost surely going to be a 1-goal type of a difference, I think it's smart to get guys in early, get them a flow in the game, because to me, after a certain point, it's really hard to throw someone cold in off the bench who hasn't played yet. Exactly. It's not quite the same as Reed Bacon kind of mishit that clearance, and it is going to be a break for the Saints as they're going to get a corner kick out of it. I'm quite sure that was not what Reed was intending to do with that ball. And we've seen the Saints nearly score off of a set piece a little bit earlier in the game when Mitchell Kugelman made one of the best saves I've seen in a long time. All right, we got some pushing and shoving going on between Davis Geis and Keon Patel, and the official blows the whistle, and he is not going to let this corner get taken until those guys stop pushing each other. But Davis is just trying to, create some space for Mitchell. Good kick in, nicely
Good clearance.
cleared. Great job by Seth Molesky to clear that out. Big cross all the way over. That falls really nicely. Really nice touch by Ian Cox. And that switch of play there by Beck Mumford, if that's what he was trying to do, that was perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was just trying to maybe put it in the mix and got lucky, but it was a really nice switch of play as we see our volleyball team heading to the gym as they get ready to play against Stab tonight. And it's nice to see them get some props from Titan Nation as they head out for a big game. Ball bounces in the box and not cleared, and it is now cleared. Saints asking for a handball there. Impossible with all the bodies for me to say, and felt like mostly a couple half-hearted cries for potential handball, so I didn't see anything too bad. But official was in a great spot, and both teams now have asked for penalties to be called and not gotten them. Ben Mills keeps that in play. No, he does not. I thought he saved it, but the ball had crossed out of bounds. More subs. Charlie Kemp just kind of kicked that one straight up in the air, and Saints are able to win that second ball and get some possession here. Reed Bacon read that and kicked that ball probably with the roll 80 yards. And it goes all the way out the other side for a goal kick. So with about 10 minutes to go here in the first half, game has been really, I feel like really even. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like either team has really established much control, but they're both playing really hard. They're really well-matched teams. That's a nice ball, and Saints are going to try and get across him, but flies out harmlessly for a goal kick. But I like that little pass that was slipped in there by, I think it was Grayson DeCosmo. Played a nice little ball that split a couple defenders out to Patel. Good job there by Reed Bacon to knock that header onto Jack Fannon's feet. And Fannon got taken out. It will be a foul as Fannon was just totally cleared out right there at midfield as he looked for the give and go with Bacon. Sorry, I was just chuckling at some of the student comments that we could hear from the St. Christopher's folks. I don't think that they all agreed with that call. All right, so this free kick is going to be right at the midfield line, but up against the sideline. It's actually going to be kind of hard for Davis Geis to get much of a running start because he's right in and amongst the Saints coaches and players there. I mean, they've got it right up against the sideline. And Davis puts it into the box. Nicely headed by a St. Christopher's player, number 3, I think it was, Cameron King. Good pass by Liam Smith out to Ben Mills. To Hayes Shepard, who goes down. It'll roll out a play for a Saints throw. I'm sorry, Titan throw. And Mills throws it to Colin Flood. Always a good idea to get it on Flood's feet, but he's surrounded by 3 defenders and dispossessed. And now the Saints go long with it. And they're gonna say that ball was out of bounds off of Davis Geis, which it was right beneath us. This is the first call I'm gonna say I definitely think was wrong. And let's see if anything comes from it. No, but Davis Geis was pretty frustrated with that call. I mean, what did you guys think? That was right in front of us. I'm not sure.
I mean, it definitely went off number 10 on St. Chris.
Yeah. Colin Flood gets up to speed, and another good tackle by Cameron King, who has, I think, done a really good job in central defense for the Saints, number 3. Charlie Kemp, he looked to play it in to Ben Mills, but was a little off course, and Rex Alphen, the keeper for the Saints, is going to get his guys up. I think he's looking for a big punt here. Did not get very good contact on it, though, and it hit Colin Flood in the back as Alphen, the excellent senior keeper, just didn't fully connect, and Titans possessed right on the edge of the box. Jack Fannon is tackled off of it. And now the Saints look to counter, and Mitchell Kugelman has come out to the top of his box. Wes Wise with a little shove in the back of Matthias Rusi, and Wes Wise needs to be careful as he's playing on a yellow card. I mean, don't get me wrong, I definitely don't think that should have been, but he's got to be a little maybe less aggressive than he was on that one. I noticed Mitchell does not have his famous visor on today. That I think the last time these guys played, Mitchell was wearing a visor and he really heard a lot about it from the Saints student section. All right, so Katie, Kat, I mean, you guys have played in a lot of tight games, be it, you all only have 1 year of high school under your belt, but a lot of club games when teams are pretty evenly matched like this. What do you think either team could do here to try and get more control of the game?
I think not forcing things and just connecting, they'll eventually find somewhere to play instead of just trying to kick it through and hoping someone can run onto it. And a lot of this game is just very physical, and the ball's being lost a lot from each team. So just possession will really change the game.
They're passing to each other a lot, both teams, so I think just connecting is
Yeah, now, I mean, we're into the last 5 minutes of the first half, and I still don't know that either team has connected more than 3, maybe 4 passes in a row yet. Like, that was a good example. Saints connect 2 passes in a row, then a turnover.
It's definitely very hectic because of the stress of it being 1-1, and they just don't want to allow anything, so they're just kind of trying to kick it up, which is understandable.
you have to stay calm because it gets really frantic because everyone wants to score and have the lead.
Definitely been a frantic first half.
You have to play the same as if you still have one.
Yeah, well, I think that Coach Phillips and I'm sure Coach Wood will both make that point to their guys at halftime that it's been a fun game to watch, but I think both of these teams are capable of playing a little bit better soccer at times, and I think the nerves actually that was probably the first time Trinity's connected 4 passes in a row, although then Ben Mills didn't quite execute what he was trying to do. Liam Smith is getting barked at right in front of the St. Christopher student section. Pack of rabid dogs, it sounded like. Hope that fox I saw today didn't have rabies. All right, free kick goes against the Titans, a little shove in the back, and the Saints look to quickly counter, and that's a nice pass out to the right. And they've got numbers in the box. But I think that's where, for St. Christopher's, who are used to playing on a wider field, like they crossed it from the sidelines and it went all the way over everybody, where on their home field, that probably lands right in the box. Yeah, I agree. Exactly. Wow, hard tackle between Ben Mills and Stephen Bashara. Clean, very clean, but Wes Wise looking to create something, which he's done well today. He wants to get it on that right foot, and now he brings his right back into it, who lost his footing. That had to be frustrating for, I think that was Evan Broughton coming forward. All right, so it's 45-minute halves today in this Prep League game, and we are just about in the last minute. I wouldn't think there'd be too much stoppage time. There have been, thankfully, no injuries or any significant stoppages other than the 2 goals. So we got to be close to halftime here as Saints defenders clear that ball out into the woods. It's actually really close to where I saw the fox. Sorry to keep bringing that up, but it's just like not many schools in America where you'd be walking campus and see a real live fox at like 11 a.m. All right, Jack Fannin plays it back to Reed Bacon. Back to Jack Fannin, over to Hayes Shepard, and kind of like it's been. They connect 3 passes but can't get that 4th. Good job by Charlie Kemp showing the vertical there, and Fannin shows some aggressiveness. But the other thing, guys, the ball has been in the air a ton this game. Like, neither team is able to really just get it on the ground, and
it's a lot of kickball.
yeah, I think I know my club coaches back in the day at FC would be yelling, "Stop playing kickball." Mm-hmm. Oh, Katie, one thing I wanted to ask you, you mentioned the unlimited subs in high school. I know you're playing for Richmond United now in ECNL. Is that not unlimited subs?
No, once you come out for the half, you can't go back in.
Okay, so once you come out for the half, you can't go back in. So that's like NCAA. That's how college is. I didn't know
I
that.
never realized how nice having unlimited sub was.
Yeah. Yeah, that has to be a little frustrating when you come out and you're like, well, if there's 20 minutes left in the half, you're done for a half an hour when you count the.
Especially if you're not have to.
Halftime.
Like,
Yeah.
really hard.
Yeah, for sure. Well, obviously, once you get to international level, once you're out, you're done for the day. So at least you can come back in the second half. All right, we do see a sub for the Titans as Oliver Simpson comes on for Colin Flood. I think that's only the second sub we've seen today. What a ball played into Oliver Simpson. I mean,
chance.
last touch of the half is off the head of Oliver Simpson and into the arms of Rex Alphen. That's where it's like, if you're Oliver and you just came in and like your first touch is a header right in front of goal, that's probably not what you want. And I'm wondering if maybe Coach Phillips wished that Flood was still in to have a chance at that one. But well, that was a great first half. I mean, not necessarily great in terms of beautifully played because there was a lot of turnovers and, as you all described, a lot of chaos, but definitely great from a spectator standpoint of two even teams playing their hearts out. And you got to feel like this game is very likely to come down to the wire as these teams just seem so evenly matched. All right, well, we're going to take a short halftime break here, get a sip of water and collect our thoughts, and we'll be back in just about 5 minutes. So please stay tuned. It should be an awesome second half, and stick around. We'll be back soon. All right, we're back, and I'm a little nervous right now because we've got a guest from Ireland, Matthew Clinton. And Matthew tells me he's done some commentating over in Ireland, and you're here watching this high school soccer game in Virginia. And what do you see out there, Matthew?
It's pretty good day. It's beautiful weather, good day for a bit of fun. The boys are playing well. Obviously, scoreboard it's 1-1, so good pattern to win off and the rest of the game. So first, we're playing a very good game. I just think if the boys, the Trinity boys, come down and get the ball, they're a bit too rapid at the minute. So they just come down the ball, compose themselves. Play a bit more ticky-tacky from like Spanish play back in Europe.
Yep.
Obviously, I think they get the ball around a bit more.
That's exactly what we were just saying, that it's been kind of chaotic and neither team being able to possess too much. This you might be able to be heard a little better. So as an Irishman here in America, what are you, a freshman in college?
I'm a freshman in college currently, yes.
And what have been your impressions so far in this first couple months of college here in the States?
I'm absolutely loving it currently. Like I've always heard about the American dream back home, and I'm definitely here living it. Life's been a movie since I've arrived. You know, I know a family down in I'm in Richmond, but a family in Richmond moved out here 8 years ago from Ireland. I hung out with them for a weekend and we went boating and stuff. And I'm here with my roommate Sam Gorey.
TESPN legend Sam Gorey,
legend
one of the
Sam Gorey,
co-founders of TESPN.
Yes,
we had several
legend
podcasts we weren't able to show thanks to Sam's lack of a filter, but welcome.
Really enjoying it.
I'm half Irish, so
half Irish, very nice.
Always good to talk to someone from the old country.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Thanks,
Thank you
Matthew.
very much.
Enjoy the second half.
Will do. Good luck.
Go green.
Go green.
All right, let's give Griffin Wright a chance to catch up here. So, Griffin, I actually gave you a shout out in the first half.
Oh, sweet.
Said that you were back here from college, and how like Charlie Kemp, how he was playing, was reminding us of you last year. How you just covered so much ground. We always use that word motor to describe your play, and not like that Caleb guy who would just sit up front and snap his fingers, but you actually ran around out there. So what are you seeing? How is it to be back and see your guys?
I mean, first off, it's a blessing to be back. I miss the school so much. Seeing all these great people, I can't describe how I'm feeling right now. But like you said, I'm really impressed with how Charlie's playing. He's everywhere. I talked to him before. He said that he needed to really find that motor, find the demon, he could say.
Yeah.
And Ben Mills says the same thing. And so seeing those guys play, I mean, it's overwhelming, honestly. But like you said, first half, it was back and forth. I mean, this is what you want. I mean,
exactly. You played in these games. I mean, at my age now, this only happens maybe 2 or 3 times a year where I'm legitimately jealous of these guys that they get to play in this game. And like the hardest is your first year out when you still know all the guys on our team. You probably know a bunch of the guys on their team. Like, I'm sure it's awesome to be here, but in some ways probably almost painful because you just want to be out there so badly. And as the years go by, that dissipates, but I feel like in some ways it never fully goes away. And when it's Saints against Titans here on Pitaway Drive, like, these are just the moments as an athlete that you live for. And, for you guys, you and Caleb, who's up here with us right now as well, watching his brother play, y'all didn't get your junior season really. And so you missed out on those opportunities. And it's great that we're back here playing and back to more or less normalcy, but you just can never take these opportunities for granted. So, Griff, also real quick, I just today opened the new Titan Trail, our alumni magazine. I saw a little, interview with you or quote from you about your work with TESPN, and
oh my gosh.
we've definitely missed you on the pod this year and also in commentary. And just for folks who maybe haven't seen the Titan Trail yet, Tell us what you had to say in that little piece they put out there.
You know, as an athlete, I mean, especially with you and Caleb up here, like, you always dream big, right? You always say you'll play college, you're going to go after whatever. And then when COVID hit, I had a really deep talk with myself. I said, like, unfortunately, I don't want to play. I don't want to play at college sports. So I wanted to find that next thing that I fell in love with. And I realized when I was younger, I used to broadcast my dad's hockey games. I said in the Titan Trail that I have a plastic headphones and I commentate. And
does your dad still play hockey?
Oh yeah, he tries to. You know,
kind of how I try to play soccer.
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. But so you know, I realized that's what I want to get into. I had a really good help, really good. I mean, TSPN. I see how many people are on it now and tell me that they want to study sports media, and I cannot stress enough how important TSPN and how helpful it's been.
Yeah,
and for me.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I also, to be fair, want to give a shout to St. C TV because they were really one of the first schools to have like a student broadcasting media sort of channel.
Yes.
And they've been streaming and giving, fully produced athletic events for probably at least 6-7 years, maybe more.
Yep.
So I want to shout out my buddy Stephen Lewis over there, who really pioneered that, and they've been really helpful in helping us launch TESPN. So, of course, it's a rivalry when these two schools get together, and we love to beat each other, but we're both trying to do the same thing, which is provide great opportunities for students. And 100%. Whether that's on the athletic field or on the microphone or in production, all our crew up here besides me are freshmen today. I mean, we got a ninth grader producing and on the camera. We've got ninth graders on the mic. So these are amazing educational opportunities that students at both these schools get.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
All right, real quickly, Griff, because the teams are coming back out here for the second half, and we'll let you get back with your guys and enjoy it and get Kat and Katie back on the mic. But quickly, give us a prediction for what are we going to see these last 45 minutes?
I will say 100% not going to end in a tie. I'm going to say 3-2 Titans. You heard it from me first.
All right. That's a good shout. 3-2 Titans.
Yep.
I feel you on that. So, we talked about, and from y'all played twice last year. One of them was 3-3, one of them was 3-2, and so when these two get together, goals tend to happen. So
100%.
Even when the Titans scored first, I said I think this game has a lot more goals in it. Saints got even, and now we'll see. But even whoever gets the next goal, sometimes at 1-1, you feel like whoever gets the next goal's got it.
Yeah.
But I feel like even the next goal, it won't end it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take 3 to win it.
100%. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Well, it's awesome to see you, Griffin. Awesome to see Caleb and Minovich up here. We miss you guys a ton. I literally talked about both of you this week in class about how missed y'all are. Sam and and Jackie T, DJ, all you guys, DJ. Yeah, so it's so great that you're back for homecoming, and hope things are going great at college, and hopefully Titans, your prediction comes true.
Go Titans. Go Titans.
All right, thanks, Griff. And get Katie and Kat back out here. Second half has begun. And Charlie Kemp picking up right where he left off with an interception, and Colin Flood quickly double teamed. And it's going to be a Saint throw. All right, so we got our alums and our friend from Ireland on the mic there at halftime, so didn't get a full opportunity to catch up with Kat and Katie, but what do you all think is going to be the key here to the second half?
I think the team to score the first goal is definitely going to have an advantage, but like you said, that's not going to end the game. So just going in with the mindset that next goal probably does not win.
Yeah, but you're right. It's still, you'd much rather have the next goal than the other team. And a nice counter by the Titans is Nathan Holloway, who I don't think Nathan played in the first half, but he gets a run out to start the second half and kind of picks up where it left off, a little chaotic. Saints are able to possess it right in the middle, and a lot of time and space there for Eli Taylor. Liam Smith, big tackle. And that ball's played into the box and going to travel through and out for a goal kick.
If they can really control the game, like that would make a big difference. Because nobody really has it in control. It's kind of a mess.
It is, and yeah, it's frantic in a way that, I mean, there's a reason these are currently the top 2 ranked teams in the state for independent schools. They're clearly great teams, and the results have been incredible for both teams so far this year. But I do think that whichever team can settle it down a little bit and just establish some possession, because we just haven't seen much of that from either side. But you can see the Titans trying to connect some passes. Even that, I feel like in the first half they maybe go forward with it. Instead, they go back. But unfortunately, Liam Smith's attempted switch of play was not where he wanted it to go. And now the Saints will try and establish some possession. And they did keep it in there. And now the big senior striker, Wes Wise, is able to collect it in the corner. Matthias Russi on his back, and Russi is able to win it from Wes Wise. But then a strong tackle back the other way. Yeah, it's almost a hard game to do play-by-play because it's just like back and forth possession. Neither team able to establish a whole lot. Crowd here is absolutely enormous today, which you just love to see that for high school sports. I bet people are having to park very far away. Nathan Holloway attempts to clear it, but it is not where he wanted to go with it. Back, Nathan really kind of mishit that. And that's where, like I talked about in the first half, because he didn't play yet, he still hasn't settled in, and that's where it gets a little tricky when you haven't been in, haven't broken that sweat, and now you're thrust into the game early second half, and Nathan has had a little bit of a missed kick there, but he's a senior, actually in his 5th year on the varsity team, so I'm sure he'll settle in, and he's going to get a chance right here as Colin Flood plays it out to him, and that was a good-looking idea by Nathan, but well defended by the Saints. Manoli Lupazzi. Nathan gets that throw in to Hayes Shepard, back to Nathan Holloway, and cross was deflected out, and now the Saints look to counter. Good job by Charlie Kemp, but Kenan Rabinovich lost it there, and Beck Mumford finds a teammate. That's Eli Taylor. Over to Wes Wise. Ooh, Charlie went with a little back heel flick there, and that 50-50 ball is won by the Saints. And now it's going to be a foul against St. Christopher's. I think it looked like Ian Cox maybe just grabbed a hold of maybe Reed Bacon. So we're now over 5 minutes in, just over 5 minutes into to the second half, and still it's kind of more of the same, just really aggressive, a lot of great athleticism.
You can really tell how bad those teams want it.
For sure, and maybe in a weird way almost too much, because I think a lot of their touches are not, we've seen this Titan team play a lot this year, and they typically work the ball around beautifully, a lot of nice possession, even on this smallish field, but and you got to give St. Christopher's credit. They're really doing a good job eliminating the Titan possession, and then conversely, the Saints aren't able to get usually more than at the most 3 passes strung together before the Titans dispossess them. Colin Flood constantly double teamed every time he touches the ball. He's, of course, as always, incredibly unselfish. Charlie Kemp from distance.
Good idea.
Yeah, you're probably not going to beat Rex Alphen from 35 yards out, but it still gives him something to think about, and it kind of forces the Saints to know that you have that in your locker, that you have that ability to potentially shoot from distance, and Charlie can certainly do it if anybody can.
I think the team that takes control of the game and just steps up and starts connecting the passes will be the winner of this game.
Yeah, completely agree. And I'm pretty sure, well, I'll save that thought because Saints have a nice counterattack going here. Reed Bacon did really well there to not only stop the cross, but then play it out for a throw rather than a corner. I was about to say, I think a tie, I don't think either team would be happy with a tie. You know, I mean, not to say it will be a tie, but it's currently tied. And as we know in soccer, that's part of it. But I think both teams would be disappointed if that were the result. You guys know sometimes, like, you probably played against teams that you feel like, hey, if we get a tie in this game, that's a good result. But this is, I just don't think this, I don't think these teams feel that way.
I feel like both teams want it for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Tie's like the equivalent to a loss to them.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a corner for the Titans. I believe the 5th of the game for Trinity, as Colin Flood played a nice ball out there to Seth Molesky, and Seth tried to beat the Saints defender. He couldn't beat him, but he did get it out for a corner. And I'm sure on our stream here, folks watching, it's probably, I would imagine, a pretty good, probably close distribution of Saints fans and Titans fans. But for Titan fans who aren't able to be here today, it is incredible how many alums are back at this game, which is just awesome to see. That's a nice looking ball. It's off the hands of Alfin. Oh, Seth Molesky tried the spectacular, and he, I think, thought his plant foot got taken out, but I don't think anyone else really thought that was a foul. Seth Molesky again looks for an opportunity, well defended by Lupazzi, and nice job there, as looked like it could have gone out for a corner, but Rex Alfin did well to keep that ball in play and not give up the corner. Alfin's punt finds the head of Wes Wise, and in less than 5 seconds, the ball goes from one goalkeeper to the other goalkeeper. Oh, Mitchell's got his visor on now. Mitchell Kugelman clashing a bit with the orange goalie uniform and the pink visor. I know we had Neon Day yesterday, but I'm not sure about that fit for Mitchell over there.
I think he's definitely going to hear it from the St. Chris student section.
Yeah, I have no doubt about that. Hayes Shepard, I thought he was going to get that cross in, but it was well defended again. I've been really impressed with St. Christopher's defense. They just, anytime the Titans, other than the goal, like, they've pretty much snuffed out any good shooting opportunities. The sun, I think, also is a factor just in terms of seeing. Wow, what a ball by Seth Molesky. Nathan Holloway in full sprint, but good job there by Beckett Schofield, the junior defender for the Saints, to clear it out for a throw. Turn, Hayes. Sorry, I couldn't help but do a little coaching there, as this is right in front of us. Our vantage point here up in our broadcast booth is the ball is just beneath us right now. And Reed Bacon's going to get another throw in. Colin Flood with a defender on his back, and defender there did a nice job. Cameron King. And again, the Saints look to counter. Davis plays it back to Mitchell. That was a little tough to handle as it bounced up on him, and Saints trying to create their own opportunity. And that ball's in a dangerous spot. This is a little scary if you're a Titan fan. And whew, that popped just over. And they're gonna call a corner kick there. I thought that came off of the Saints last, but they're gonna get a corner. And how the sun is could be a little tricky for Kugelman. Hopefully that visor will do the trick. Can't quite tell who's taking the corner as it's
So I think it's Ian Cox.
Ian Cox. Gotcha. Good header by Muminovic, and Matthias Rusi wins the race for it, but it will be out for a Saint throw. And just like the first half, the Saints are going to sub pretty liberally here early in the second half as looks like 3 sets of fresh legs coming in. I believe the goal scorer from the first half, Cade Cox, is appearing for the first time this half. The freshman who got that goal. And I think another freshman, Evan Broughton, checked in at the left back spot. Westwise, his cross is blocked, and Davis Geis played a ball. Thought it was going to be a nice pass out to Nathan Holloway, but Nathan's got his momentum headed a little bit different direction. So another throw for the Saints. Nice move by Westwise, and Liam Smith clears, but only as far as the Saints center back, Schofield. And we've talked a lot about which team could establish some control first. I do think that St. Christopher's passing the last 3 or 4 minutes has been a little bit better than we've seen so far today. This is kind of the first phase of the game, let's say in the last 5 to 7 minutes, where I feel like one team has had a little more control, and I do think the Saints have not domination, but they just seem to have a little more control right now. And the Titans are going to need to weather this storm. That's a good-looking ball played into the far post, and it's a goal.
Oh.
That's a goal by Wes Wise. He was able to get free at the far post, and St. Christopher's takes the lead. Wes Wise shushing the Titan student section. A little bit risky when you're already on a yellow card there. The ref had seen that, but
I think if you're Trinity right now, you should keep your head up and focus on getting the next goal because there's still 30 minutes left of the game.
yeah, and I think the sun played a role there. I mean, I think it was tough for Kugelman to see the ball, and then Reed Bacon at the left back. It looked like he had his positioning was good. It's not like Wes Wise was open. I just think Bacon lost it a little bit, and Wes Wise kept his eyes on it, and Saints have taken the lead as we get our scoreboard updated.
I think we said it earlier. Like next goal is the game. There's still a lot of time and that's so really long.
Exactly.
Trinity probably.
For sure. We still have over half an hour to go. By no means is that a backbreaker, but I said right before the free kick, it felt like the Saints had gathered a bit of control, and it paid off for them with that goal. All right, that's going to roll out for a goal kick and another opportunity for St. Christopher's to sub. And we have changed our scoreboard, but the actual scoreboard here has not been updated yet. So anyone arriving late thinks they're arriving to a tie game, but it is a 2-1 lead for St. Christopher's. All right, Reed Bacon. That's a good-looking ball. And Rex Alpha knows how to come out and get it. It does look like it would have been offsides anyway, as the AR had his flag up, and they did get the scoreboard corrected. So, Titans just, we've been saying it, but I feel like if they could just connect a few passes, would help for sure. Wes Wise, the goal scorer, plays it out wide to Cox, the other goal scorer. And good job by Rusi to block that. Another sub. It feels like almost every opportunity that St. Christopher's has to sub, they pretty much do. Feels like almost every goal kick and throw in, they've got somebody ready and waiting to come in. Yeah, and I think also now that they have the lead, it also just kind of breaks up the flow of the game a little bit. And also, and I want to be very clear, I don't think this is why they're doing it, but it also wastes a little time.
Yeah.
Which when you're winning, that, I mean, watching that scoreboard click down is kind of a good feeling.
I can also see how this could be a disadvantage, though, because I know personally when I'm subbed into a game, it takes me a little bit to get used to the game.
Yeah.
And then right when I get used to it, I would be subbed out. So.
Yeah, and I think because it's just always been how they kind of do it. Probably their players are more used to it because they know that's the deal. And Coach Wood may tell guys, look, you're going in for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, just give us everything you have. But I agree with you. I mean, once I'm in the game, I don't want to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. So that goes out for a goal kick. But, I mean, that was a free kick from almost the exact same spot that they scored the second goal. And a similar ball to that back post. But this time was Cade Cox was not able to connect with it the way that Wes Wise had been a little bit earlier. Liam Smith defending Wes Wise, and ball given away there by the Titans. And Colin Flood with a rare turnover, but Flood works hard to win it back, and he does. And wow, he skips over. Fannin is onside. No, he's not. That's going to be offside. That was right in front of us. I mean, I'm literally in line with that. I thought he was actually just onside. Our producer telling me he was definitely not offsides. He's got the camera and was able to see it. But having said that, I mean, Fannin's first touch kind of got away from him, so I'm not sure he was going to score anyway. But it was a good counterattack and a great job by Colin Flood. And Flood has barely touched the ball in the second half, which that's something the Titans definitely obviously want to change and get Colin Flood more involved with the ball at his feet. Yes. Yeah, that's a great point, Katie. These teams do know each other very well. A lot of these guys play together outside of school, and again, they just played 2 weeks ago. Score was 2-1 as Seth Molesky. Definitely a foul there. Again, that one kind of right in front of us as he went up right through the back of Grayson to Cosmo, and clear foul on Seth. Big long ball that Liam Smith's able to get ahead to, and good tackle there by Liam. He didn't quite get the angle right on that one, though, as he looked for Colin Flood. So it's like Brady Lang is in for the Titans over on the right. Great to see Brady back. He was injured a lot early this year. Brady was our manager for the girls' team last year, so you guys got to play with him a lot at practice. Very, very fast player with a very strong left foot, and we're going to see Brady's speed right here. Unfortunately, it came to his right foot. And I just said Brady was a lefty and kind of saw that right there. But Brady gives you a different dimension out there because he is very rapid. Again, Saints with wholesale substitutions. Nobody headed that ball in the air, and off the bounce, Matthias Rusi ends up clearing it out for a throw. That's a good ball out to the corner, and good job by Brady Lang. And I noticed they moved Brady over to the left after his not terrific right-footed cross a few minutes ago. But sometimes you like to have a left-footed player on the right because they can kind of cut in. Yeah,
shoot.
that's Mohamed Salah for Liverpool is that type of player. Oh, big throw, and good job by Mitchell Kugelman, who Kugelman has ditched the visor. He's visorless, but he still was able to make that save. Now he's covering his eyes. Maybe if he had the visor, he wouldn't have to do that. Kugelman with a big punt. That's going to go well over midfield, and good job heading it by the center back, number 4, Beckett Schofield. Reed Bacon looked for Flood, but that was intercepted by Ian Cox. And Kugelman's going to come off his line for this one. Good job by Matthias Rusi to cut off Wes Wise. I will say, being on a yellow card has not really seemed to change anything about Wes Wise's game as he's celebrated his goal, he's pushing guys in the back. Nothing that, again, would be worthy of a yellow, but just a lot of times, I'm almost, in some ways, maybe complimenting him. Well, I don't love the shushing the crowd thing, but a lot of times guys on a yellow get really unaggressive, but he's still totally playing his game. Speaking of playing his game, Seth Molesky is in, but it is saved. What a move by Seth Molesky, and what a save by Rex Alphen. Molesky shook off 2 defenders. That ball into his left foot, but I do think that could be the confidence boost that the Titans need. Good job by Alphen. He's an excellent keeper. Hayes Shepard down in the corner to Flood. Flood looks far post to Muminovic. And it goes out of bounds. Going to be a Saint throw. What did Katie? You're a great shooter, in my opinion, with both feet. When you get a chance like that, what did you see on that Seth Molesky chance?
Those are really hard. They're like it's a lot of thinking, and sometimes you think too much. You want to shoot it to one corner and the other. So I think it's about placement on those and not really power, because there's no defense behind or anything. So I think it's easier said than done. But you should just probably place it.
Yeah, I mean, he really, the defender was out of the play. The move that even created that was incredible. He's good with either foot, but it was on his left, which he is right-footed. He's got his, he's good with his left compared to a lot of guys, but he probably would have preferred it if he could have had it on his right. And I do think it was a nice height for the keeper. From what I could tell, Alphen definitely had to dive to his right, but it was, it wasn't on the ground. Whereas Alphen at 6'4", again, he's an incredible keeper. Not taking anything away from him, but if it's low, it's probably a little harder for him. Yeah, I mean, it was almost from the penalty spot. It was pretty much.
It's also,
go ahead, Kit.
It's unfortunate that he missed, but when you miss a shot like that, it's just important to move on and just have that next play mentality.
Definitely.
Oh.
That is going to not be called a foul. Charlie Kemp is not happy about it. Charlie really letting the ref hear it, but the Titans win it back. And I don't know. I feel like I get why Charlie's frustrated, but I feel like this ref's been pretty consistent. He's let a lot go in terms of shoulder to shoulder. But if you get a piece of the ball, he's going to let it play. So I have no problem with that. All right, Alphen rolls it out to Cox. His wing came short for him, but he went long with it. Nice job by Reed Bacon to show off a little skill. And a good tackle there, and you can just feel the intensity picking up. As if this game wasn't intense enough, it feels even more intense now as we enter the last 20 minutes. Good tackle by Beckett Schofield. Hayes Shepard back to Reed Bacon, and good cross, but well headed out by the Saints. And chance for a counterattack. That's a really dangerous ball to Wes Wise, but great job by Matthias Rusi to read the danger and clear it with his non-dominant foot, his right foot. And here's another lefty in Brady Lang, who plays it out to Colin Flood, and that ball is halfway to the baseball field. And the ref is stop play. I think he's going to talk to Charlie Kemp about the way that he let the ref have it a little bit ago. And will he card him? I get the body language that he's going to give him a lecture. And if you do it again, you're going to get a card. All right, so just as I predicted, a lecture, a pretty long one at that, but no card. And I get it. Like, I get why Charlie's frustrated, and I also get why he can't yell at the ref like that. You just, it's the heat of the moment. No judgment from me, but like, the ref can't allow himself to be shown up that way. So that's all fair. Muminovic is tackled away. Another strong tackle by the Saints. Here's Charlie Kemp showing a nice quick change of pace, but he mishit it, and number 9, Beck Mumford, kind of clapped right in Charlie's face. I mean, you can tell how badly all these guys want it. There's no doubt about that. And you wouldn't want it any other way. As the Saints sub again, it looks like the new player inserted is I think number 19, Eli Taylor, I think just came back in. And that ball is going to roll out for a throw. Oh, that's a nice move by Taylor, and Taylor's skip past 2 defenders. Well done by Jack Fannin. And ball's played out to the left. Fannin does well to block it. It will be a corner kick, and I'm just noticing. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm kind of embarrassed to say I hadn't noticed this till right now, but center back Davis Geis is out. That's why Jack Fannin has moved back there. Yeah, I mean, Davis is definitely talking to athletic trainer Mark Hall right now. I think it looks like his ankle is maybe what they're looking at, but that's a big absence. Davis Geis is really the heart and soul of the Titan defense. He's also a big scoring threat from set pieces, and Saints corner there was a little bit short, but they're going to get it back out, and this one is high. No one able to get a head on it. Finally, the header by Brady Lang. And Reed Bacon to Seth Molesky, and that's going to be a foul, and it's going to be a yellow card. Patel with a yellow, as very similar to the first yellow we saw in the first half, just breaking up the counterattack. 2-hand shove. A cynic might call that a somewhat dirty play. Soccer, they're not scared. No. And yeah, I think it's very much what a soccer aficionado might just call a professional foul, though. Like, you take your yellow, I don't know. This is like one thing our girls team never does that. Sometimes I wish like we would be willing to stop a counter, but Patel just shoved him, and now the Saints are able to get back and defend. The ball drops to the feet of Hayes Shepard, out to Brady Lang. Oh, what a clever pass by Brady Lang, and Shepard's cross to Seth Molesky. That's really good job defensively by Evan Broughton. And the Saints looking to counterattack. That's a good job by Liam Smith to recover. And the Saints were offsides anyway. Davis Geis is still getting looked at as we have about 12 and a half minutes of time left, plus there will be a little more stoppage time this half as the ref has had to stop the game a couple times to dish out some lectures and at least one card. That's some nice passing as the Saints look to get that third goal, which I do think a third goal at this point would be pretty decisive. Now Colin Flood's able to run into space. Didn't get great connection with it. Was well defended. Good positioning by Cameron King. I don't know if you all have noticed this. I mean, everything feels a little more open, and it seems like maybe the Titans now behind, like their center mids are playing a little more offensive, which is creating a little more space for the Saints on the counter. But that's a really nice ball by Hayes. Seth Molesky, oh, that time he wanted to get it to his right foot. Of course, he had the great left-footed chance earlier, and he tried to get it back on his right, and the defender read it well. But Titans really pushing numbers forward, I think much more than they had been previously. But the problem when you do that is you leave yourself a little bit vulnerable, but good job with the offside trap. Matthias, did you see Matthias there? I don't know if I've ever seen a center back as hype about an offside call as Matthias just was. He celebrated it like it was a goal, but I guess as a center back, that's, drawing them offsides on a counter is probably. I noticed Kat not looking at me because she doesn't want to be a center back anymore. So.
As a center back, if it wasn't offsides, that's honestly a goal or a really good chance. So.
Yeah, I mean that would have been 1v1 and could have been pretty much ball game if they score there. I think Brady Lang has played really well, especially since being moved out to the left. Has provided speed, some good aggressiveness. He's connected some passes, and 4 more subs coming on for St. Christopher's. And now I think the ref is not letting those subs come in. I think. Never mind. No, he was making. I think he was making him come off the near sideline, which is kind of. Like the time it took to explain that, he could have just gotten off the field. But all right, Hayes Shepard, good switch of play out to Liam Smith. I do think the Titans' passing has been a little bit better. That's not a great one though. Neither is that. But Seth, can he keep it in? What a job by Seth Molesky to keep that in. Hayes Shepard looks to spin. He's double teamed. What a move by Hayes. He still has it. Brady Lang's cross falls to the Saints. Reed Bacon is in a good spot. Oh, he got it to Seth at the top of the box. Titans really pushing the pressure now. Falls to Colin Flood. This is where you want it. And just a little too strong on the touch, and it goes out for a goal kick. But the signs, I think, are encouraging for the Titans just in terms of they're mounting more and more pressure.
They've had multiple chances in these last few minutes, so I could see a goal coming.
Yeah, for sure. Mitchell Kugelman way off his line, but he did well to get that. Sorry, I'm just trying to get an idea of the crowd at this game here. There's people everywhere. This is one of the bigger crowds I've seen since the soccer program was moved to this field a couple years back. Colin Flood, great job there to maintain possession. Tried to get it over to Brady Lang, but didn't quite come off. Liam Smith plays it in the box, but no one was really there. And this time, Liam, great header to Seth. Seth could have brought that down, but I don't think he knew how much space he had. Oh, wow, Charlie Kemp, really smart pass, but well defended. And look, I mean, I always say, like, we're TESPN, like, we're Trinity people, but I also I think St. Christopher's deserves a lot of credit for how they're holding tough against this relentless Titan onslaught. I mean, the Saints defense has stood tall, especially this last 10 to 15 minutes as the Titans have tried to pour on the pressure.
So they don't seem like scared of Trinity, which is
Yeah.
they are scared.
Yeah, and I do think a lot of teams this year, just because this Titan team is so experienced, I don't know if I would say, I mean, scared might be a little strong, but definitely I think we've won some games off just kind of being intimidating and fast and physical, and yeah, there's none of that. And that's, I mean, Coach Jay Wood has a championship level program that's done it many, many times, and I think they do come into these games with a lot of confidence. Oh, good job again by the Saints defense. Reed Bacon was a good idea, but he and Seth were not on the same page there. And a strong header. Evan Broughton, the ninth grade right back for St. Christopher's, has played very well. Davis, guys, is still stretching. And the fact that he's stretching makes me feel like there's a chance he could come back in, but he also hasn't gotten up off the ground for at least 10 minutes, so
Yeah.
it's not a good sign. And also certainly hope it's nothing that would keep him out for any extended period, because he is definitely one of the most important players on this team. All right, this ball is traveling down to the corner. Great effort by Matthias Rusi to knock it out for a throw, because I think it came off of Kemp, so it would have been a corner. So Matthias, I mean, the effort that he just put in, just all he was trying to do was prevent a corner and give a throw, and he did. Matthias plays so hard, just a sophomore, definitely one of the most important players as well in that defense, just like we said about Davis.
And Matthias, even though he's a sophomore, he's not intimidated by any of these older players, and he just goes into all the tackles 100%. And
For sure. Yes, Matthias, he was not intimidated last year as a freshman. He just comes out there with a lot of
and he's not the biggest person on the field, but he's winning these balls, and he's getting up in the air.
yeah, he just has like I don't even know, like his body language, he's just like up for it. Like some people like try and like look cool on the field. Like Matthias doesn't care about he just busts his tail every time, and as a coach, it's the kind of player that you love. All right, corner kick for the Saints, and it goes out for they're going to call it another corner. Well, so I think the AR was calling for a goal kick, which is why the Saint players were arguing with him, but the center ref, who it's his decision that matters, said it came off a Trinity defender, so it's going to be another corner. And Saints leaving 4 defenders back here. Obviously, wanted to protect that one goal lead. That's a good ball, floated to the far post. And definitely was offsides. Titans did well to get out there. And we're now down to about 3 minutes of normal time, and we'll see what kind of stoppage time. And that ball goes out for a Saint throw. And more subs coming on for the Saints in white. Good defending again by Rusi as he battles. He wins it. No. They're going to call a foul. And the Titan coaches, who I've not seen them really argue with a call all day, they did not like that call. Well, and the key with it, too, is, I mean, not only is it give the Saints a kick in a fairly dangerous area, but it also allows them to run another probably 20 to 30 seconds off the clock. All right, out of bounds, Titan goal kick. Not a great goal kick as it goes right to Broussard, and he's going to get called for that foul. And the Titans are pushing up a lot of numbers now as they try and push for that equalizing goal. Hayes Shepard, nice header out to Brady Lang. And Saints clear, and right now St. Christopher's has all 11 players behind midfield as they just try and preserve this lead, and this ball is going to be controlled by the Saints as they look to run more clock.
Does Trinity normally play a 4 in the back or a 3 in the back?
4.
I think they moved to a 3.
Yeah, and Reed. Wow, sorry. A lot going on. That was a very physical challenge by Broussard to knock Rusi over. And then Reed Bacon kicked it up the field, which simply just wasted time. All right, this is a nice little ball for Flood to run onto. Flood's got a chance. Oh, what a shot and what a save. Oh, my gosh. Colin Flood with the left foot. I thought he had it. Great save by Rex Alphin. And Broussard has it. He's onside, and he's won a corner. And down 1 late in the game. It's hard to ask for a better chance than that. And, I mean, Flood did. He hit it right to the corner, but
Keeper barely got there. Like, it was more like a fingertip save.
yeah, that was a terrific save by Alphin, who I believe I think he's teammates of Colin, I think.
I'm not
Or
sure.
at least I know they've played together. They're going to take the short corner, try and run some time. And Saints win a throw. Again, they're going to try and keep it in that corner. Little game management. Charlie Kemp's able to get it out, and it will be a Titan throw. Big throw by Charlie. Maybe one last chance in this for the Titans. Hey, Shepard taking it himself. Out to Seth Molesky, and Titans have good numbers forward. Brady lost it. We're into stoppage time here. The ref looks at his watch. Can't be much time left. Hayes plays it back to Reed Bacon. Oh, that's a really clever idea from Brady Lang, but it's going to trickle out for a goal kick. And once again, the ref looks at his watch. I think he may have just told Colin Flood there's 1 minute left, but Good header by Matthias Rusi. And Davis Geis is just come by us on a cart. That is definitely not something we want to see. I think we have, it's in a place in the field we can't see it, but I see a Saint coach coming over, so I guess there maybe is a player down in that corner. But with this huge crowd from both student sections, I can't see. Broussard plays it across, and that is offsides. Offsides, not a goal, which, wow, if the Titans were to tie it up, that call would be huge because I thought maybe the goal scorer was behind the ball and thus couldn't be offsides. But that is the worst spot on the field for us from a vantage point. That is an incredible ball by Colin Flood to Seth Molesky. Well defended, and he looks like he's looking at that watch again. I mean, Reed Bacon has got to get this ball in. It's just very, very limited time left. All right, he just signaled 1 minute, and that ball is going to go through to Rex Alphen, who's now in the shade. Alphen with a huge punt. He probably could not have put that in a better place all the way down in the corner. Nice turn by Hayes Shepard. Out to Brady Lang on his left foot. He's got a great left foot. Ball trickles through. Oh! Seth Molesky ties it! Brady Lang with the assist! We are tied! Holy cow! Seth Molesky with his second goal of the game. And the Saint student section, who just chanted, "You can't beat us," but it looks like today they can't beat us either. What a ball by Brady Lang, and also the whoever played that to Brady, I think it was Hayes.
Hayes, yeah.
That he split two defenders.
Hayes did a really good job to get that up and was really composed on the ball.
Yeah, wow, what a fight back. And the game goes on. I'm almost positive that there is no overtime in the regular season. I'm almost positive. We're about to find out as the ref has put the whistles to his lips. Could there be one more chance? The whistle is on his lips, but he hasn't blown it. I think the ref is enjoying this as much as we are. I don't think he wants it to end. Now Wes Wise to Broussard, and he's going to have a chance. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God.
By Garrett Broussard, and now Fannin goes down holding his ankle. But he's up. Seriously, I think the ref just does not want the game to end. It can't be much. I would have to. He's put the whistle to his lips twice. He's just
he wants another goal. He wants a winner.
Well, Wes Wise has shown he can score big goals, and he's making an attempt to get through the defense. And Kemp clears, just about clears, as now the Saints looking for a winner. As you know, they'd really sat back and defended, but now they're getting some numbers forward. And Cox plays it across to Broussard. This is dangerous. He wants it on his right foot. Matthias, incredible defending, but it's not out. Now it is. It's going to be a corner. Oh, my gosh. This game. It was great defending by Matthias, but now.
Matthias is just like a workhorse.
He really is.
Not give up.
So, but the Saints now have got 9 guys up for this corner. So And also, Davis Geis is the master of heading these out, and he's not in the game. So, oh, it's over. And that finally will do it. Kat, Katie, that was a great high school
crazy,
sporting
yeah.
event. So,
I honestly thought after that St. Chris goal the game was over, but that was great effort by Seth and definitely made up for that first miss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, when you're losing a game, you don't have anything to lose because a
Yeah.
2-1 loss is the same as a 3-1 loss.
Yeah,
so.
no, I agree. Katie, like you said, like you didn't want to tie. However, when you're down a goal and it's stoppage time, you would have done a lot to get a tie, and the Titans did do that, and they pushed numbers forward, and they got. I would agree. I would agree. Even though if you had asked these guys 2 hours ago, would you be satisfied with a tie? They, I'm sure, would say no. Mm-hmm. But facing what looked like seconds away from defeat, I think a tie is a good result. It keeps the Titans undefeated in prep league play, and the Saints remain undefeated. And for people that aren't soccer people, most sports don't have ties, right? Most sports they play overtime, they play it out, but for us as people who played and in my case coached soccer for a long time, like ties are just that's part of this sport. And when you have two teams, we said at halftime it was pretty much a dead even game. Mm-hmm. The second half, I thought the Saints did control it up and through when they scored, but once the Titans were behind, they upped their play. So I think ultimately the tie is, if I can say, like the right result or a fair result.
Yeah, I think both teams were really even and both won the game. So I think a win for either team would have honestly been like unfair for the other team.
It would have been a harsh one to lose. And let's also say this. I think there is a really good chance that these teams may see each other again. Maybe down at City Stadium where the boys' Final Four is. So they're currently ranked 1 and 2 in the state rankings. Between the two of them, they only have one loss, and that was when the Saints beat the Titans in the first game, which didn't count for the league. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you never know what the future will hold, and certainly we hope and pray that Davis Geis, I do see him walking around, so that's good at least. I think the Titans, would desperately want to have him healthy going forward. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a great chance we could see these teams play again. Can you imagine a Trinity St. Chris state championship game at City Stadium? Like, I would come back from England for that. So, final thoughts as we wrap this up. Katie, I know you've been a trooper today with the mic that has not been super ideal. So I'm gonna give you my mic for a second and just I know you kind of already gave some final thoughts, but just on the tie, but just the game in general. Tell us what you saw there.
I think the game was really even. Neither team ever really took control. So I think a tie is really what it should have been, because neither team was just significantly outplaying the other. Like, there was moments for each team, but I think it was really even overall.
Going along with Katie, I don't think either team deserved a loss. I think it was like a pretty 50-50 match, and yeah, no one really took control of the game or like had possession most of the time. So a tie is a good result in my eyes.
Sorry, Katie. Take the mic back for a second. But, I really enjoyed this. I mean, it was not the most beautiful game of soccer we've ever seen, but you had 22 guys out there, well, more because of the subs, but however many people played in this game, probably about 30 guys out there. And even the guys who didn't get in, like both teams were so into it, massive crowd. One of the biggest crowds I've seen at a high school soccer game, and two legendary coaches. Jay Wood has been the head coach at St. Christopher's for at least 30 years, and Coach Brian Phillips, who's been the head coach at Trinity since 1996, but was an assistant for like a decade before that. Like, so he's been coaching here since the 80s. They're great friends, and there's just tremendous amount of respect between the programs. Even though at times on the field between the players there's, a lot of competition. So really enjoyed this. I think back to about, 2 years ago in the clutches of COVID and how much we missed stuff like this. and I'm just so grateful that we can have on a beautiful Friday in the fall 2 great schools, 2 great athletic programs, 2 great soccer teams, and 2 great coaches battle to a really thrilling 2-2 draw with 2 goals by Seth Molesky for the Titans and goals by Wes Wise and Cade Cox for the Saints. I guess one last thing I forgot to ask you guys, player of the game. You guys got any votes for?
I'm gonna go with Charlie Kemp. He really held it down in the midfield and stayed aggressive the whole game. He had a couple slips up with the ref, but I mean,
All right, so
that happens.
Kat's going with Charlie, and I heard Katie say Matthias Rusi, and also was debating maybe Hay Shepherd as well. So those guys all, yeah, I think those are all good. It's tough to take it from Seth Molesky with 2 goals, and he was pretty clinical in his finishing with especially the first one. The second was kind of a tap-in, but he got himself in a great spot, and Brady Lang put it in a great spot. But yeah, I think I would go with Matthias as well. With Davis Geis out for the last 20 to 25 minutes, that meant Matthias, even as a sophomore, was our most experienced center back, and he did not give up another goal from that point. So one couple last announcements as we wrap this up. Tomorrow we have another TESPN broadcast with football. 1 o'clock, the number 1 ranked in the state undefeated Trinity Episcopal football team hosts St. Michael the Archangel out of the Fredericksburg area, who apparently is a strong opponent that I don't think we've ever played them before, maybe in any sport that I can think of. And also tomorrow is Trinity Homecoming, so we saw a ton of alums back today. I'm sure we'll see a ton back tomorrow. And I have to put in a shout for my guys tomorrow getting inducted into the Trinity Athletic Hall of Fame. The 1996 state championship basketball team is going in as a team. So that's a team that I was a part of. So proud of our group for getting that recognition, and a lot of those guys are going to be back. So just a great weekend for Titan Athletics, a great fall so far. Field hockey number 1 in the state, football number 1 in the state, soccer number 2 behind the St. Christopher Saints. And this was just a blast to do. And we will be back on TESPN tomorrow for football. And I think we've got some other soccer broadcasts lined up later in the fall, so hopefully you guys will be here for that. I'm pretty sure the Stab game, which I think is Senior Day, and maybe one other. So, and we should host the state game too, if we keep that high ranking. So, thanks everybody who joined us. Thanks to all the Saint fans that tuned in as well. Y'all have a great team and fantastic coach, Coach Wood. And love to see part 3 of these 2 battle again in November. And thanks again. We'll be with you tomorrow for football. See you next time.